So just a few things to explain on what we're looking at. So we talked about the template drops, right? Those are the template drops. This is the corridor. Those are just hypothetical lines, right? These are not representing anything real. So if I go to the view attributes and turn off the constructions, those are turned off, okay? This is the limits of grading, which is the line that we talked about, if you remember. The one that we had the name override on. Okay. And these two gray lines, these are the, if I hover over them, you see EOPR and EOPL. They're my edge of payment points. Kind of tells me where the edge of payment is. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add like a right turn lane, say somewhere here. Okay. Gonna do a 100-foot transition and guess there's a better way to do it. So under the offsets and tapers, under the horizontal geometry, there's a tool called offsets and tapers. Do a 12-foot offset. Mirror, no need to mirror that. Okay, I messed up. I did like the full offset. I don't want to do the full. I want to do the variable offset taper, not the single offset.
I got you. 0 and 17 or something.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a 12 feet to the right. I'm gonna start here. Then say the end offset is 24. It's a lane. Okay. You can specify the length also here. To 100. Just like that. No mirror. Now I drew my offset like taper thing. Then now I need to draw the lane, so I can do the single offset partial or use the same tool, but just keep it at 24. So just do single offset on the alignment. Now to here. Then say I want to do, I don't know, 300 foot right turn lane. And don't mirror. Okay. I've created this geometry. Next, what I'm going to do is complex by element. Okay. And I'm going to give it some proper feature definition. So pavement, under pavement, there's one called road edge of pavement. Okay. Just select this and accept. Far so good?
It was going too fast for me to follow.
No, it's okay.
But
Good. And complex it. That's the last step. So under the horizontal, complex by element.
what'd you call it?
Doesn't matter. Just call it right EOP. Cool. Now let's do a point control for this. Go back to the corridors. Under edits. Corridors, edits, create point control. Oh, it tells me to look at the corridor. I have to turn on the constructions again to be able to select the corridor. So select the corridor. I want it to start here. The end where the widening ends here. Now, description, I'm just gonna call it right widen for, right widening. Tells me which point do you want to control. So it's gonna be my edge of pavement, right? Okay. Here, the parameter mode, I just wanted to control it horizontally. I don't have a vertical for that edge of pavement. I want the template to give me the vertical. Linear geometry, that's correct. And then select the plan, which is the plan element, the one that we drew. No secondary alignment. 1, 0, 0. That is it. So you can see it widened, then it stopped.
Okay, yeah.
Did it work?
Mhm.
Perfect.
That's a good feature, not just for that, but for mailbox turnouts, if we have to do that on county roads.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah.
my complex wasn't all the way, but it worked for the straight part.
Yeah. Now we notice a few things. First thing we notice is, okay, here it's working really good, right? It's following the taper all the way to here. But then here, like say my right turn ends, like there's no transition that looks like this. It's just adding that transition on its own. So how do I fix that? Have you ran into that before?
I haven't done any lane widening,
Okay.
but I would say, if I'm taking a guess, I would say go back and fix your widening alignment, the whole, like have a transition back.
Well, even if you change that, it's always going to transition back. Like it's going to have this weird transition. But what if I want to have it like cut off, like exactly over there? So there's a tool under edits called create key station. Okay. So what it's doing is, if you think of it like a programmer, right? They think of if else statements. Everything's if else to them. So here they're looking at, okay, if there is this edge of payment line, the blue line that we drew, if it exists, just follow it. If not, follow whatever the regular template is doing. But then it's just applying a transition between one interval and the other. So if I create a key station, what this does is it inserts a new interval at that exact location. So for example here, and you can see what happened. We forced in a new interval, and that made it like think, okay, exactly at the station, there's no widening, so I'm just gonna go to whatever the template is doing. Does that make sense?
So it's
Remember the pixels thing that we talked about?
Yeah, I guess I don't understand why I didn't default to that. Like, why does it want to make a transit like a?
Because it didn't create an interval in between those 2 points. So it did it before I added the key station. I had an interval here.
Mm.
Then the next one was about like 25 feet after. But in between them, something is happening. But I need to kind of force it to be able to tell it, okay.
I guess it's just confusing to me that like when we play with the templates, it doesn't default to making transitions, but when it comes to this, it does.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a valid point.
Like,
Because that one is
I'm not complaining. I know you
we're
like
still
make the software.
it's still the same pavement, if you
Right.
think about it though. Like on the ditch, it's different because it's two different components. One was a 3-to-1, one was a 10-to-1. Like they're two different lines. Here it's the same one. It's the same one.
Yeah, 'cause it's only.
It's all connected, yeah. So that's one way to do it. But you can notice here, let's say you have a curb, okay? You want your curb to end here and start here again, okay? In between here, you don't want curb, but when you add a key station, you're just warping the curb.
Mhm.
So in a project like this one, it's not a big deal. But say you want something more accurate, what you would do is just create a copy of the template drop and apply a small gap right here. Okay. You can delete that gap. And you can end your template drop exactly where that widening ends, which it is. Then pull this back to
Okay. So kind of like replicating.
as close as possible. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if I look at this, even if there's a curve, it's not warped. You know, it's just clean cut.
Do you usually like prefer that people do it that way, or do you think it's fine just to have a little bit of work because like it's pretty negligible?
It depends on the project. Yeah, if there was a curb, I'd rather do it this way. But if there's no curb, I don't think it matters. But you can see here, it looks pretty clean. A clean drop off. Default. Yeah. So transition. This is good when we have frontage road and main lane. This is very helpful because you would have your main lane and then here you would have a ramp. Then you would do the same thing but mirrored on the frontage road. Then just connect between them with a ramp. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. So this is how you do widening. Now, are you guys ready for some deep stuff or should we take a break? Quick break.
How deep is it?
I mean, we're gonna get into some really, or you know what? Maybe we can do that tomorrow morning. How about that?
I mean, it's up to you. You're the boss.
Because this is what I have on my agenda. So
Are we on schedule or behind schedule?
well, I didn't really have in the agenda that we're gonna go over the basics again. But I'm just trying to see the topics. So display rules, this was gonna be in the morning. Retaining walls, I think we should get into that. It's important. I don't know how often you guys do retaining walls, but it's a good topic to learn. Launch, intersection modeling and driveway modeling. Is that something you guys want to do as well?
I mean, I'll do anything you throw at us. I think for me, priority also is like just learning how to put in the drainage stuff.
Yeah,
Is that part of the agenda?
it is, yeah.
I think because you've asked for that, that should be somehow pushed up. So that you don't run out of time on that one, make sure you get to it.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Circle back to the other items if it's not required for the drainage.
Yeah, then we'll just do that one tomorrow morning, like the culvert stuff.
Okay.
For today, let me just then continue on the ditches. Same idea, but just more ditch stuff. All right, let's go back to the template. This is where majority of the ditch work happens, right? Let's see. Let's start with one thing and then we'll jump to the other. So I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna create a copy of this. Okay. Call this with ditch flow line. I mean, like it's a ditch controllable by flow line. So far, so good with me. I'm gonna delete those components. Delete those components. So now I just have the pavement. Something just to keep in mind, by the way, just a note, when we're doing the widening, right? Let's say you're transitioning from like a curb and gutter section to a ditch, open ditch section. You're using multiple template drops, but through through multiple ones, you have the widening. As long as your naming is consistent between your template drops or your templates, as long as they're all edge of pivot underscore right, and you're doing a point control on the corridor, all the templates will follow that line. But say this is edge of pavement, the other one is edge of pavement right. And when it asked me about the point, and I chose edge of pavement right, only the edge of pavement right point will follow the line. The edge of pavement one will not, because it doesn't know. So naming is important, like very important to be consistent through like from template to template. That's why you see me, I always be careful like when I delete stuff. All right, let's create the ditch. So right click, add a new component. And this ditch will be an end condition. Okay. Yeah, let's just do end condition. Let's give it a try. We might have some issues with this, but we'll see. Change the feature definition to TC grass. Turn on the mirror. And I'm going to create just a V ditch, something like this. I finish. Okay. Yeah, just take your time.
You said turn on your mirror. Show me that again. How you did that?
Yeah. So component and condition, and you can do it at any point. But if I right click on my mouse, it's a checkbox. So if it's off, nothing gets drawn on the left side. Now there's only on the right side. What? Do it. Now turn on the mirror. And finish. Draws it on both sides. So, cool.
Kind of a really interesting part in geopack right here, with positive and negative.
Mm-hmm.
You always want to design for either left or right would always work. Didn't matter what side you were on.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we drew this V ditch. Now let's actually define its limits. So first thing I want to check, do I want to place this point, the bottom of the ditch at interception? Probably not, right?
Wait, the intersection?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
As in, like, this is the line.
Mhm.
It intercepts existing ground, that stops there.
Oh, yeah, that's.
So it's gonna start drawing it from here, from right here. Gonna come down, it hits existing ground, then it stops. I don't want that, right? Like I want it to draw the full
We use
ditch.
that one for like right away.
Yeah. So turn this off. I don't want that. The front slope, say I want to do something, here. Williamson County, they're like very flat, right? So say we can do 6-1 or 10-1 even. So minus 10% for 10-1. Horizontally, now this is gonna change later on. So I'm gonna keep it at none right now. Hit apply and close. Now at this point, I do want it to check for interception. I want the back slope to stop at the existing ground. Place at interception, yes, and check the end condition is infinite. The slope here, we can make that 25%. Horizontally, let's just keep it at 10. Or even less, let's just make it 5. Also good. Right. Now, if you right click on the flowline point, something called test point control. This is the same point control, but it's just gonna tell me how point control will behave if I were to apply it at this point. So if I tell it vertically, test this point control vertically, okay? So imagine I create some flow line and I tell it to, like, it has a certain profile. So you can imagine if it goes up, it's gonna go up, if it goes down, it keeps the same front slope and back slope. And that's really what I want.
I'm just mirroring that.
Hmm.
Is that normal? Like, I'm moving mine around, and it's mirroring it on the other side too.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Because it's, as long as when you're doing the test, if you right click and do test, vertical, it's following the elevation of your cursor.
Okay.
It's always at the same elevation as your cursor. Then we can test it here and hit draw. You see? On the left side, it's placing it at interception because we haven't updated the left side yet. On the right side, it doesn't. It just draws the ditch. See? Now the issue is if the existing ground is further away than what we specified, which is like 10 feet or something, it doesn't draw anything at all. So that'll have to be some kind of like, manual manipulation to get to draw. Okay, so close that and let's do the left side as well. Just mirror the same thing you did. Check this. This is 10. Minus 10. Fine. Okay. That should be good enough. And lastly, let's just name those points properly. So flow line, right here. Flow line, left. And let's give it a feature definition also. Do you remember this part? Feature definitions of template points.
I know what feature definitions are, and I know what template points are, but I don't know if I remember this.
There's the regular linear feature definition list, and then if you remember, there's a template points folder. And we have to select from this folder. Only in templates, we have to select feature definitions from this folder. So this will be under grading and then ditch flowline, TL ditch flowline. Do that here too. Linear, template points, grading, ditch flowline. All right, so I think my template is ready now.
How do you put LT instead of just L?
Force of habit. No,
Changing mine to LT.
no, it's okay. Just put
Get
L.
confused.
As long as you remember what you put. Oh, you're right. They're using edge of payment L, not LT.
What?
They're using edge of payment L, not LT. So
Yeah, I just wondered where that came from.
just consistency. Gotta be consistent.
All right.
Done.
Yep.
Let's close and save this. Now that template is a new one, right? So I don't have it anywhere here. What I'm gonna do is swap it with one of the templates that I have here. Let me swap it with this one, for example. I'm just going to the properties of the template drop and then swapping it there.
It's like, I don't see, do you have all your references turned up?
Yeah, I think so. I do. Doesn't matter, just really, you can show it anywhere.
See, I agree. And then one.
You do it one more time, sorry.
Okay. So I'm clicking on the template drop, properties. Okay. Got it. 3 dots. And then you choose the new one. Template.
Asphalt
What do you call it?
with,
Flowline? I don't know what you call
named it the same thing you did, with ditch.
it. Ditch. Flowline. Looks like that one. With the yellow points, right?
That's just. This one? Oh, I guess I put without ditch, but.
Yeah, it's okay.
We have to refresh it.
So I think what you did is you modified the template, the original template.
Oh,
You didn't create a copy of it.
I did. Confusing.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. Just really to demonstrate this point. All right. So you can see here, if I were to look at the sections in this area, not drawing anything. Like the end conditions are not being met for to draw that ditch. So now I want to draw the ditch flow line. Okay, so go to complex by PI under the horizontal geometry. Okay. Complex by PI. Choose a feature definition of linear ditch bottom center.
Finish ditch center line?
No, I did ditch bottom center.
Oh, I see. Ditch
Yeah, you can use that one too, the ditch center line.
I think let's use it.
I haven't used it before. Let's try it out. I'm gonna just draw, a representation of a ditch flow line. To here. The feature definition doesn't seem to have any color. I don't like it. Just do ditch bottom center. Gonna do the same thing on the left side also. Now I drew the horizontal of the ditch flow line. Let's draw the vertical. Okay. Let's open the profile of that. Now, as a rule of thumb, right, you want your flow line to be under your edge of payment profile and under your right-of-way profile. So you want some kind of reference to these two profiles on this, correct? So what do I do? Profile creation. And then I select project profile range to element. I click on this right-of-way line. And then click on the ditch flow line. And I tell it project from here till the end. And now I can see the right-of-way elevation or right-of-way profile.
I thought I did it, but I'm not seeing it.
Make sure you're going up station also. I'm gonna do something similar with the edge of payment as well. So I'm gonna choose the edge of payment line, choose the flow line, and project the edge of pavement profile. Cool. This is my edge of pavement. This is my right of way. I need to be under or below both of these lines.
You walk me through it again?
The profile range to element. Oh, now you're gonna do the edge of pavement actually.
Yeah.
Send Carl the meeting link. So yeah, you can start designing your ditch flow line using the vertical tools. You can use complex by PI as well. So for example, here looks like it's doing something like this, maybe this. Then set it as active. Cool.
Mhm.
So did you set it as active also?
Yes.
Okay. So we drew the profile. Let's just do the right side and then we'll do the left side in a bit.
Yeah.
Now we created a ditch flow line, a ditch profile, and we created a template. Now we just need to tie them together. What do you think the tool for this would be?
So like,
No. How is the template gonna know about this line?
oh, I think maybe we go into the template and then like set it to be. I don't know.
We can do that.
One control maybe.
Yeah, or just use a point control. Remember how we said the point control is used to like have any point in the template follow any geometry. So this is exactly what we're doing here. Let's go to point control under corridors, edits, and then create point control. Click on the corridor. Then I'm gonna start where the flow line is. I'll just end it somewhere here, that's okay. And then we'll call this flow line right. Now it tells me which point do you want to control. Maybe my flow line right point. The mode here will be vertical, not horizontal, because I just want to control it vertically. I don't want to change the slopes or anything like that. But just vertical. Control type is linear geometry, that's correct. And then I select that line that I created. Accept the active profile, yes. Accept that. priority number 1, that's fine, and then 0 offsets. All right. Look at what's happening now. Cross section. We're gonna keep doing this and just flip in the cross sections, or there's a better way to do it. Right click and hold, and locate station via data point. Then you just click inside the view, then just select where you want to cut your section. I want it to be right here, for example. Mark,
No, I think I did it definitely wrong.
what do you do?
My cross section was just black. Thanks. Control Z is not anymore.
Where is your cross section?
Did you do the point control?
Like make the point control? I think, yeah.
Okay.
And
I'll check in with you in a second.
Okay.
Let me just show you how this is working. So right now what's happening is, you can notice here, we have the widening, right? We have a point control for the widening, and then we have another point control controlling this flow line. And if I were to place some dimension lines, you can see we're doing 10:1, 4:1. If I flip through, this is being maintained throughout until where I stop the point control. Now if I open, sometimes you get this situation where you have a lot of windows and it's kind of annoying. You can just go to view, then just arrange, then it arranges them for you. All right, let's see where we are here. Okay, so we're somewhere over here. If I were to raise this flow line up, look what's gonna happen. It pulls back the ditch, maintains the slope, and updates the corridor. I can also insert a vertex. So if I want to have something very close, closely designed. Maybe raise it too high. Okay. Well, is this helpful?
Yeah.
No, I like how it holds the force load.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, absolutely. And then right here, for example, you see how it's going beyond the right of way? What I can do is I can go back to the corridors, templates. On this one, I can just give this a label. So call it right daylight. Of course, I have to resync every time. Then say I want to fix it in this area only, I can just come here and apply a parametric constraint. Look at this. I want to do it from this point to this point. And the label is right daylight. I just found it on its own. I don't know how. And I can tell it go from minus 10%, or sorry, start from minus 25% in this area to minus 25%. Oh, pushed away too much. I can modify that as well. Parametric constraint. So it was 10, so maybe let's just do minus 15%. Make that reasonable. Okay. Now you can see it right here. Cool. So avoided that area by just increasing the slope to 15% on the daylight slope. All right, let me stop the recording a little bit.